Okay, I'm back. It's a new day. I'm gonna be able to paint. This is a panel of my yard trailer I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna take a wet uh, microfiber cloth and wipe it down since it's been outside. We'll wipe it down, let it dry, and then I'm going to paint it. And I decided, since I'm already gonna get paint for the John Deere to paint that, I decided I'm gonna do kind of like a John Deere colors. So I'm gonna paint this green, and then I don't know what else I'll paint yellow, or if I'll paint the whole thing green, but anyways. And I got some cheaper spray paint for the bottom of the trailer, so where nobody will see it. So I'm gonna paint it. It's just two different colors, but they're like rust resistant paint. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this down with a microfiber cloth, let it dry, and then we'll paint it. Yeah. I'm gonna put my knees on the trailer part because the ground's a little wet. Woo! I'm gonna have to get some new rags after this. I accidentally, well, never mind, I remember where I put it now. I was about to say I misplaced my green rag, but I forgot I accidentally left it out on the mower. And actually that night, there's a real bad storm that came through so I couldn't come out and get it. I probably should have tried to store these inside somehow. But right now, I don't have a garage. So I kind of just store. We got a little gazebo that I try to put all my equipment and stuff under to keep it somewhat dry, but since it's not fully enclosed, it doesn't stay completely dry. But we don't have a garage, so that's why I have to wipe this down, because I've been setting it outside. I'm just gonna do one side, because I don't know if I'm gonna paint. I think I probably am, but I've not figured out if I'm gonna paint the inside of the trailer, which would be the other side of this. But I'm gonna for sure paint this outside. I like the red, but I went with that kind of so it matches my tractor. I'm gonna do the green and yellow. Anyways, I'm guessing, I don't know if you've seen these, but those big wheel horse yard trailers, I bet it used to be one of those, because they're usually red. So I'd say it was a wheel horse trailer. Like, not like a horse trailer, but like the wheel horse lawn tractors. I would say is what it was. I set that over on the fence. Let it dry a little bit. Now that this is almost dry, we're gonna paint in a minute, but not yet, because it's not completely dry. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other pieces, probably wipe those off. Because I took it all apart. I didn't get this on video because I kind of forgot to. But I took it apart and I wire wheeled it. Kind of like I did with the John Deere, the tractor. Which this is going to be in the same video most likely. But it's not same as I did in the with the John Deere. But I'm gonna do that. Move these keys. I got my mower keys because I wasn't for sure because I didn't get the back strip of my mower finished because it got too dark. So I brought my mower keys if I wanted to do that too. Anyways, I'm gonna go get the other pieces that I have sanded up already or wire wheeled and wipe those off too. So I got the other pieces, which I didn't realize you couldn't see. I forgot to adjust the camera. Anyways, I got the rag rigged out. I'm gonna wipe these off. And then I'll see you when I'm ready for paint. So earlier when I turned the camera on, I was gonna say I probably should have sandblasted these or get a grinder and wire wheel. Or, no, whatever those are called. Forgot what they're called. But I don't have a grinder, so I just got some wire wheels, and hopefully this works. But we're ready for paint. But for some reason, every time it's warm enough to paint, it seems to be windy. So, sorry if there's lots of wind noise, because it's 50 degrees, and since you're supposed to apply spray paint when it's like 50 to 90 degrees, I'm trying to get this stuff at any time it's 50 degrees. I'm trying to get it painted or something done with it so I can be ready for mowing season, and also I don't have to be pressured to paint it during the spring, like early spring. But yeah, so I'm gonna start painting. I'm gonna go with green on here, but I got some spray paint for Christmas because that's what I asked for, and I only got 2 cans of green, so hopefully this is enough to maybe do all 4 sections, but I mean all 3, but I'm gonna at least do this. Finish this up down here. And I am not a spray paint expert, so it's gonna look as good as it's gonna look. And that's all it's gonna look. Maybe I should put drop cloth on, but I don't have that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put on maybe some boards to raise it. So I got it on some boards now. Hopefully that helps with the whatever problem. And I'm gonna paint those over there, and then I'll see you when I'm about done with that. Okay, so if you're doing anything like this, make sure to put it on boards or something to get it off the ground, because it made it a lot easier. But I got that one done. I think instead of starting on that one over there, I'm going to go ahead and do the edges of all these 2. That way I don't run out of spray paint. That way I have at least like 2 done. Because I'm already almost out of my first can, since I used some on the tractor, the John Deere tractor, the mower. But I'm going to go ahead and do the sides, and I'll see you in a minute. So I got the sides done on these 2. Now I still have to get up in the crevice up there. Oops, sorry. Right there. And on this one too. But at least we're about done with one side of 2 of my panels. I am like right about done with the spray paint, so I got a little overspray of that wood, which is fine because they're all going to be green. And I got 2 cans of green and 2 cans of yellow. The yellow I got because I'm going to use it for my deck and whatever I have left over. because my deck's a little peeling off a little bit, but probably gonna see that in this video or the next different video. Anyways, I'm gonna use yellow for my deck, and then whatever I don't have, I might spray paint the wheels of my trailer, and maybe the axle. That way it kind of looks like a JD. Anyways, I think I'm gonna start on that one over there while I let this one dry, because I'm probably gonna have to flip it up to spray paint those inside edges. So I'm gonna pause the video here, and I'll pick back up with you whenever I'm done with the one over there, or I decide to paint the inside. Anyways, I'll see you in just a minute. So basically, I got one coat on the sides, the inside, with like one can. I did all this and the tractor, so that actually covered more than I was expecting. I'm also probably going to do a running total and tell you at the end of the video how many cans of spray paint I used, but I'm basically out of one, so I'm going to let these dry probably, and then I'll come back and do the details in here, and then after that dries, then I'll probably flip them over and do the back side, which should be a lot easier since it's just one flat piece. But I'll see you when this is dry, or I decide to do something else with something. Okay, I got it set up. I got a new can of spray paint, and I'm gonna try to spray paint this, let it dry, flip it over, spray paint up in here, and then I will see you once I spray paint the bottom. Okay, it's the next day. Not the next day for you, but the next day for me. I got my trailer pulled apart. This is the part where the axle goes through and the wheels. Anyways, this piece of our fence doesn't have a cap, so I just took it, put it in here, took a bungee cord, stretched it across here, and since it'd be hard to wire wheel this, I just took a broken piece of belt sanding, and now I'm gonna try to sand this right here. All this stuff, I already did this. I was just gonna show you or tell you what I was doing. I'm gonna paint this yellow. I think I decided I'm gonna paint it yellow, and I'm gonna do this, and then I'll see you when I'm ready for paint. Okay, so I'm gonna paint this yellow like I said, but I'm gonna right now keep it in this fence setup until I get down to the part where it's by the fence, and I'm gonna stop so I can pick it up and move it. But I'm gonna go ahead and spray this yellow, and then hopefully, because I got up and I started sanding all the rest of my stuff I had to sand. Not completely, but almost the whole trailer's sanded now, or wire wheeled. So now I'm gonna put some yellow paint on here, and I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, so where's my finger? There we go. Right there, there's the tires and stuff for my trailer. And that bar went right here, and then it would go right there. Anyways, I found these at Ollie's, which is not sponsored, for $2.99, which is pretty good price for the spray paint, because most of them it's about $5 or $6 a can. But this is the color. It's not the greatest color. It's like a off-white, but the reason I got this is for the bottom of the trailer where nobody will see, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna paint it with this. I got another can, which is almost like a little like rust color. But I'm gonna paint with this one. I'll see you when either this can of paint is gone, or when I want to show you something. So far I got this far. It's covered quite a bit, especially since I think I'm only gonna do one coat. So I might not even have to use my other can of spray paint. And by the way, I didn't tell you earlier, the reason that yellow is in the trailer is because I had a can of paint, just like half a can of spray paint. I just sprayed it just because I had it laying around, so I sprayed that on there. But I'll see you when I get some more paint on, and see you in a minute. So I still have a little bit left in that can, but as you can see, it got one good coat on there. So I don't know that I'm gonna recoat it. I might touch up the spots that are kind of darker, but I don't really want to put two different colors on now that now that I got one color on the whole thing. But I might cover up the rest of the yellow. But I'll see you in a couple minutes. So I painted the one coat on the whole thing with that one can. The reason I didn't paint this is because since it's going to be sticking out, I'm going to paint it yellow to match the other part over there. Same here. That's why that's not painted. I just did this side because I had a little bit of paint left and I might use it like a primer. I didn't do these sides, just overspray is all that is. And so yeah, I ended up covering up most of the yellow just that way, because that wasn't actually a outdoor paint. It was outdoor, but I think it was more for making lines, not painting. But I put another coat on there anyways, so it's got one good coat of rust resistant, I think it said, paint, so that should be good. The reason I did this one first, the white coat instead of the yellow, because if I overspray on the white, or off-white it's supposed to be, I don't care. I just don't want to overspray onto the yellow. But I'm going to go see if my other part is dried enough for me to flip it and do the other parts. If not, then I will wait and I'll pick this back up whenever I am ready to do more paint. Decided I think I'm going to go ahead and start painting the yellow part on here because it should be fine. And that's what I'm going to do because that's still a bit tacky over there. So I'm going to do that. Paint this yellow. Okay, so I got all of my trailer panels painted except for the inside. I think I'm either going to leave it for now or put a bed liner in here, like a spray-on bed liner. But anyways, I think it looks pretty good. It started off with two different colors, a black and a red. Had a flat tire. I didn't show this on video, but I put a tube in this tire right here. And all I have to do next is, the reason I didn't put this back panel on is because this is where I'll load all my equipment and stuff in. So I don't want it to be bolted in like they had it. So I'm just gonna I think I might get some hitch pins or something to come through here and on the other one, so that way it's removable back. But I think I'm gonna do this as the end of the video, and I'll have to give you some future updates on if I do the other things. So all I need to do is I need to get some hitch pins for this or something to hold that on, and I need a cotter pin for here. And most of the hardware I had in my hardware So I didn't have to buy much except for these 2 longer bolts, which cost, hardware is getting expensive. It was $1.82 for 2 bolts and 2 nuts. Seems a little crazy, but whatever. I had to have them, so. But I think I like how I did the yellow. Kind of does the little contrast. And let me know in the comments if you think I should paint the tires yellow like this, or if I should leave them black. I think I'm probably going to paint them, but for now I'm going to leave them like that since it's got cold on me. I painted a few more times without showing you guys because I was just trying to get it done because I knew the cold weather's coming, and it's like 30 degrees out today, 40. So I tried to hurry up and button it up, and she's solid. Like whenever I first got it, I guess I have some yellow overspray. Oops. It was like wiggling, and now she's rock solid. Like these weren't tight enough, so they would wiggle really bad. Now they only wiggle because the metal's moving. And also I forgot to tighten this back down, because I tightened down and then I tried to put this back piece on, but I had to unloosen that one so I could squeeze this back piece on. But at least it should stop the rust from going. But this is the final result. Do another little walk around. I think it looks pretty good. And then here's how the bottom turned out. Well, I set you down for a second. Not perfect, but this is just the bottom. So leave it down in the comments if I should paint those tires or leave them. And also, if you would, please consider giving this video a like. And if you aren't already, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It'll really help me out. And see you on the next one. So, it's editing me here. I realized that I didn't tell you how many spray paint cans I was going to use, but it ended up being like about 4 cans-ish. So, thank you guys again for watching, and have a great day.